This property we have worked on for several years now.
Well, I'll walk away from the deal too. I'll put 300 grand somewhere else.
23 house sites.
2024, cell phones don't miss fucking calls.
I'm only buying 5 feet of property. We had to go get a new Denali.
The whole fucking road is a complete fucking shithole.
You see this gutter? Here's one problem with insurance is they only pay for 30 foot of gutter to be repaired, but that entire thing has to be replaced. It's seamless gutter. And the 30 foot is just that section, not this over here. It's fucked up.
Do you have those dump trucks doing something today?
Nope. There's no 3/4 anywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, none of the quarries have 3/4 right now. Is that what he's waiting on?
I was standing straw and seed. Being at the shop right now with the 210, unloading some of those blocks, and then got one more trip to make. I'm just gonna add Mac to the back with him to load him up with the cat.
All right, that's cool. So he's gone to get the last load, and then the cat will be ready to pull off, right? No service here. I'll call you back in a second. All right, y'all gonna want to keep up with this. We started this development a couple years ago. I'm sure if y'all been with me since then, y'all remember. This guy's ready to start putting houses in it, so we're ready to start clearing lots. Let me take y'all to the top in case y'all forgot. Got the all black 650 out here too. All right, we ain't been out here in over a year, so this is all grown up. I already scratched all this kudzu off so we can get in and out of here. Let me ride y'all up to the top. I'm gonna keep scratching this as I go. All right, got the entrance all slicked up, back to gravel, back dragging all this. We're gonna do a big pond down in there, some hiking trails up. There's a real steep slope over there. There's a ridge line that comes up back here. We got 8 houses going in over there. We'll follow that road around. This is where there's gonna be a road that goes down to the pond. Alright, that goes up to the top, but this is our second ridge line that we're gonna put homes off either side. And if I get around this corner, you can see, trying to knock down all this taller vegetation on the sides of the road. Maybe get that blade down a little bit. You can see this is gonna have a pretty nice view, but there's a couple more sections of this development as we go up that are gonna have way, way nicer views, and all that's gonna be hiking, biking trails over there we're gonna put in. Stay tuned, boys, stay tuned. All right, we're gonna put another ridge line out there and have several house sites that kind of curves around off the lower over there and off the lower over here. And as you can see, once we get this opened up, pretty nice views on both sides. And boys, we ain't even close to the top yet. Hold on. All right, ridge line number 4. The last one we talked about that goes over to the other side of the mountain. It'll turn, come up, come out here. We'll make another big turn and then head back to the top. But then there's gonna be a couple more houses in here. Views even nicer, boys, even nicer. I know it's hard to envision all this, but y'all just stay tuned with us. Look at that. You'll get to see the house sites. We're gonna do everything here. We're turnkeying this whole development. We're finishing the roads. We're putting in the house sites, the septics. My construction crew will build the homes, and then we're gonna start selling them. So you'll get to see start to finish of an entire development and every step of the process in-house. Look at that though. We still got a long way to the top, boys. All right, here is the top. Now there's gonna be another road that comes all the way down in around, not that steep ass shit we just came up. And as you can see up in there, it's a really nice large flat home site. Kind of goes down up over to the top up there, and another big really large flat home site. And you can't really appreciate right now because some of this vegetation's in the way, but this view right here is freaking amazing from up here. You can actually see over there, you can see all the way to the far side of Lake James, Table Rock Mountain, over into Marion over there, and then out into Nebo over here. So these house sites up here at the top, we're going to put much larger, nice homes up here, and then give them a lot of this acreage, which is steep, but that will allow for nobody to be right on top of them. So 2 really nice home sites up here. We're going to do some nicer probably 3,000 square foot homes and give them a lot of this acreage from the last ridge line of homes that we'll have over there. The nice thing is this is so steep as those roads zigzag up through here, you're not going to really see the houses below with some of this vegetation and having that several acres below. It's still going to block all those houses down there. So
this property we have worked on for several years now. Customer actually called us, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. They were looking at buying this property. It was roughly like 67 acres at the time, and they wanted to develop it. We had a survey drew out for like 23 house sites and 30 something acres at the top that they were going to put one big house on. Top has a really nice view, so they're going to give a bunch of acreage up there. We came in and pretty well developed all the roads, put in like 4,000 linear feet of road in here. All subdivision road, 20-foot wide, DOT standard. Last year, the developer reached back out to us and I guess lost some interest in what they were doing here and met us and offered to purchase the property. So we did. We purchased basically what he had in it. We've kind of sat on it now for several months, and when the storm hit, people now displaced and don't have anywhere to live. So we're trying to very quickly get power, water, sewer in here. When we bought the property, we were under the assumption, because we were told, so it shouldn't really be an assumption, I don't guess, but we were told that someone was going to give us a easement to get power into here, and like a week before we bought the property, that person backed out on us for whatever reason.
I tried to get a hold of you Friday.
oh, did you?
Yeah, I told you Saturday would be the day Randy would have off.
What'd you call my cell phone?
I guess whatever number you gave me.
I don't have didn't have a missed call or nothing. I apologize, I missed you.
We've been talking about this, and I went out the road and looked. Man, that's a terrible mess out there. Why don't you take power off of those power lines that's on the other side of the road?
The last bit of line is on your property. Anything out on the other side isn't high phase. They don't send it up. You can't put anything off of it. The sale's contingent on getting power to it. If you can't get power to it, then he ain't gonna ever be able to sell it.
We was wondering, you said you would either buy it or have an easement or make some kind of compensation for it.
Yes.
Do you have anything in mind?
No, are you interested in selling it?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. I don't, heck, I'm only buying 5 feet of property, so I don't know what you guys would have in mind on selling the easement, which the easement doesn't even go to me, it goes to Duke Power,
Yeah. You think about it until Saturday, and I'll try to call you back and let you know when Randy can come up.
All right, well, I'll just, if I don't hear nothing from you, I'll just come down there Saturday morning and see what good time I can meet with him and what y'all want to do about some kind of money on it, I guess. I don't know what, ultimately, like I said, I'm not, it serves power to me, but I'm not getting nothing out of it. Besides that, the easement, the right-of-way goes to Duke Power. They own the property then, not me, So I don't, other than getting power to the property, I don't have a dog in the fight, I'm just trying to facilitate this for Duke Power because it's much harder for them to just show up at your door with a notary, I'm just trying to make it easier for everybody.
I'm not going to get a house up there without power.
Well, I'll walk away from the deal too. I'll put 300 grand somewhere else, this has been a nightmare to get this entire process, I've tried for months to get this done, Yeah, I'd much rather put 300 grand somewhere else that I don't have to fight this hard just to get a doggone power easement, I buy and sell houses all the time and never ever have had a problem like this to get power to it. If this is how everything's going to be with the property, then it may not make sense, The whole road there's got issues. I'm trying to get all that cleaned up. So if I go through this fight with you guys to get a power easement and then try to fight to get the whole road cleaned up, I mean it's a losing battle, and all I'm trying to do is make life better for everybody else there, increase everybody else's property. It'll ring on my cell phone, so if you try to call me, I'll see it.
Oh.
Alright, see ya. All we need is a goddamn easement across her fucking property. It doesn't make any difference in the fucking world. Been fighting this for every fucking year to try to just sign a fucking piece of paper for an easement. 5-foot goddamn easement to get a power line in there. And there ain't no motherfucking way in hell she tried to call me Friday, dude. I hate when motherfuckers say, oh, I tried to call you. Bull fucking shit, dude. It's 2024. Cell phones don't miss fucking calls, you know? What kind of compensation you want to pay me for 5 feet of my property? Like, you live in a goddamn fucking shithole. The whole fucking road is a complete fucking shithole, man. I'm supposed to close on it on the 1st, but I've already sent them 40 grand. I'm bullshitting too. I won't back out of the fucking deal. I'll take her to court. Duke Power will sue the fuck out of her for that easement. You think Duke Power is not gonna win that fight? Won't do a fucking thing. He's like, I gotta talk to my attorney. Couldn't even decipher this piece of paper I gave her that had the easement on it and the deed and the parcel number, and she's like, oh, because there's 4 parcels there. She don't know what fucking parcel's what. You think you can remember the goddamn parcel number off the top of your head? She's like, I don't think this is the right one. And I'm like, you think attorneys didn't do their research and due diligence to make sure that before this paperwork was sent over, it was sent over correctly, you know? And the son lives out of town or works out of town and is only here on the weekends. And I'm like, well, I'll bring a notary to you to sign this paper. Let me know. That's why she's saying she tried to call me Friday, which is an absolute fucking lie. Don't like change. That's the fucking problem. And they think that everyone that's coming in to do something just has pockets full of cash and it's just gonna like give them a fortune. Bullshit. And it's an underground line. It's not even like they're putting a above ground line in there that you can't build under. Like it's a below ground line at the road where you're gonna have a ditch, a DOT ditch anyway. You'll never be able to do anything with that piece of property that they're getting an easement for, you know? Duke Power, if I tell her to go fuck herself, I'm not paying her a goddamn thing for it. Duke Power wants to serve 64 acres, either 23 houses or hundreds of RVs. They're gonna get an easement through there without giving her a fucking penny. So she might as well just do this the easy way. She's saying that she'll try to get with me this Saturday to sign that and have it notarized, but she wants to be compensated for it. Think I should offer to pay her for it, or tell her to get fucked, or I told her I would buy the lot, and she won't sell me the lot. I'm like, well, what do you want to be paid for, you know? And she's like, well, I don't know. Well, let's just think about it till Saturday. And I want to be like, no, let's just get this fucking done. You know, goddamn, we've been trying to do this for months. I mean, is there, you know, a certain number that you see people do this for, or, you know, does Duke Power strong armor if I tell her I'm not doing it and we need the easement, or it's in the DOT ditch basically? Like you're not doing anything. You can't do anything right there, you know?
I mean, I don't have a number that I generally see. I generally, if that even happens, I generally don't even know about it.
So the whole property has almost no value at all.
You make that case as best as you could and just try and be as nice as you can.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but
very quickly losing my patience with her because she thinks I'm fucked, you know. She thinks I have to have the easement there, and I told her, I said, I ain't closed on the property. I'll fucking walk away from it, you know. How long before the closing do you need this paperwork in your hand?
I just need to have it recorded with the Register of Deeds before any transaction is done.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks. Look at this property. So it's 1 acre total. This is the half phase power line easement right here. So from here over, which is maybe a third of an acre, is the only area that is technically theirs, because Duke Power already owns all this. So we need an easement literally just on this dashed line to get to our property. So even without that easement, Duke Power already owns all this here. This isn't enough space to put a home and septic and well. So the whole lot is invaluable for anything other than just having land. So that's the power pole right there that we have to run off of. And it would just literally run right through there to that corner. So we gotta get power over to that cleared area. So the pole, they just run power right there underground. Look, there is an old fucking house in there that's dilapidated. But they would just run from that pole underground right here through this ditch to where the clearance at. I'd be interested in it. I bought some land out at the end of the road there and turn it in there with the camper and stuff like that. You know, I'd like to try to get all that cleaned up as best as possible. And all I'd buy the property for there is, you know, I just strip it, plant grass there and keep it cut real nice. So once you turn it in there, it looks nice, you know. Try to figure something out with the neighbor there about getting rid of that camper and stuff.
You might be interested in it.
And that's all you're going to do the property, just clean it up?
Yeah, I just cleaned it up, man. I bought 64 acres back there at the end of the road, and not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that yet out there. If I'm going to build some houses to sell, or thinking about doing an RV park back there. But either way, no matter what I do, you know, it's the first thing you see when you turn in there. I mean, your property don't look bad, but I'd like to just clean up all that over there to get rid of the camper and everything. Maybe put a sign right there so people know, you know, where to go.
All right, buddy, I'll tell her, and we'll get back with you.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, let me know either way if you don't care. Half acre of land there that looks like fucking shit on the way there, you know? I would buy it from them to clean it up just so it looks nice on the way there. And they bought it years ago when 70 was over there by, like 70's been moved for, damn, I don't know how long. They never put a sign on it. It looks like fucking holy hell. And they're like, oh, I don't know if I'll sell it. It's a half acre piece of shit land. What are you gonna do? What else would you do with it? You can't use the money for this, you know?
So that's why we've sat on it for several months. We weren't sure what we were gonna be able to do with it without power here. So we've put a deal together to buy another parcel that gives us access to power. We're actually met with Duke this morning to bring power in here. Met with some soil scientists to get septic, and we are waiting on environmental now to get here to give us a well permit. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get a bunch of RV sites set up so that these folks who are displaced or were living in RVs and now no longer have anywhere to put them because the campgrounds got destroyed, will have somewhere very quickly to be able to set up and get out of the cold. You know, 20 degrees, 30 degrees this last week, and you know, these people don't have nowhere to live, so we're trying to get something set up for them very quickly. Amongst doing all of our other projects, and unfortunately all of our stuff always gets the back seat, so we're trying to keep this at the forefront so that we can keep things moving and get some people here. But so this is our entrance coming in, and down in this low spot, we're gonna try to make this really nice. None of this stuff obviously is priority right now. Getting everything set up is priority. But down here, there's a creek that runs this whole property, and this is one of our low areas. So we're gonna dig that out, dig a really nice pond down here. Probably find a nice spot down here to do a small pool. And here in this flat area, kind of as you're coming in, we're gonna make a little store area here, which will have, you know, stuff for the campground, you know, folks who need stuff for their campers. It's gonna have a little kitchenette, so like a deli, you know, some small food items and stuff, and then, you know, just like a regular convenience store. At the very top of this, in years to come, there's a really nice view up there. So we're gonna do a wedding venue up at the top, and we'll just develop our way up there to get up to that stuff. So this is like the main entrance, and then checkout area. Yeah, and then it's got a kitchen back there, bathroom, fountain drinks, coffee bar, booths to sit and eat, and then these are like shelves, and then cooler, beer cave. I'm gonna add, if you walk down this hallway, there'd be a door, and then I'm gonna put another 15 feet on and have like a apartment, so whoever's the manager will live there also. 40 by 100. Now you come to here. All right, walk backwards. Might have to shorten up the old storefront. Take 5 feet out of the beverage cooler. We'll take you around, show you some stuff, what we got going on.
Good thing you got that gimbal. All right, so this is where we just cleared this weekend for the Duke Power right away. If you look up at the top, you'll see there's a power pole up there. They're gonna run off of that pole and come down to serve power out this ridge line. We're gonna put, we can fit a total of 9 tiny homes, but they're really 1,000 square feet, so they're not super small. We've got septics already permitted for all that. They're gonna bring in power instead of transformer here to run out to those, and then waiting on environmental, but we hope that we can drill a well right there to serve those. So that road, that right away, I actually went ahead and cut it all in so that it can also be a road that will eventually go all the way to the top, because that'll be far less steep than the current road. We'll refer to that as ridgeline number 1 right there, where the tiny homes will go. And then we'll go over here to ridgeline number 2, which we currently have built out for 23 RV slots. But after meeting with Duke Power this morning,
they're actually going to run power into the store and to the other tiny home spots at no cost to us, and had told us that if we do the RV slots out here, there'd probably be a pretty big cost, but if we actually switch this to tiny home spots, there'd probably be no cost. So we may end up switching this. Another thing with this is if you look on both sides of this ridge line where we would put the RV slots is actually fairly steep and would require a good bit of grade work. Building the tiny homes, it really doesn't matter about the slope because we would just put them on, you know, tall crawl space on block. So we may end up doing tiny home spots over here as well. Through here, they'd kind of be stacked on top of one another, but this is also kind of right back to the communal area. It's right above where the store would be down there. So, you know, it might just be a little bit different feel. And so moving from here to the top, the rest of this land is fairly steep, but there's a bunch of old road in here that kind of comes off this main road that we developed, which would have been where some of the other house sites would have been if this was part of the original development. But what my plan was to do was to come in here and make this road a little bit nicer and to put different types of tiny homes, like you know, like them Harry Potter home theme homes, like do different little style things over here, give them a lot more space, and they'd be a lot more private because they're further away from everything else. So this is where the road gets shitty again, where we're trying to avoid. But look at how steep this shit is to get up in here. Look at that view, guys. So high the lake is in that low point down in there. Dozer Man's running this out. We're about to start graveling it. 33% grade here, boys. Trying not to heat my freaking brakes up, it's so steep. He's gonna blade all this out and get us a good crown, get us a good ditch line in here. We got gravel coming in on the low point right now. Woo! Boy, y'all know videos don't ever do justice to how steep some shit is. I'm telling you, this is straight up and down. If you know anything about grade, 33%, that's steep. A big sediment catch right there. Grabbed a bunch of dirt from. Woo-hoo. Boy, that's steep, son. Here up, it's 33% grade, so surely he didn't try to come up here in a two-wheel drive car. Look how deep these ditches are from all the rain we've had. Ah, hell yeah, here we are, boys. Got her, son. Okay, so after assessing this situation, pretty damn sketchy, actually. This son of a bitch might roll, boys. I'm gonna try to just ease her back just a little bit. Here we go. Alright, he's out. Didn't even do any damage. When we put that other road in, it'll be way less steep than this. But this is the old road that serves the top. Let's put it 4 low. December 26th, we'll have some mud grapplers on here. Might be too shitty. She don't like it. So, see this road right here? The road that goes from the bottom across the pipe, no, top, it comes out right here, and it's all not steep at all. The road, this connects to that road too, so like, you know, I'd come up from the bottom and like go up that road and there'd be a house, and then I can come from the bottom and come off this road and there'd be a house, and then to leave you just come back down, so it doesn't matter how steep it is coming down. Same thing on this side, there's a bunch of roads over there. Look, see, there's one right there. You just drive out that to a house. Vince took over our dually Denali, so we had to go get a new Denali. It's a Denali Ultimate. And she kind of let us down today. We didn't make it to the top, but we got a lift and wheels and tires coming at the end of the month, so we can go do shit like this, because the wheels and lifts and tires aren't just for looksies.
I got 7 trees that I marked with yellow paint. Maybe forget about the stumps. I don't know. I know the price will be different than what we talked about, but I just wanted to let you know that at some point in time, again, at your convenience, I want to drop them 7 anyway, and whatever.